himself. Hello, hello. So that was interesting Masters. With a brand new with a brand new winner.
Freebie, if you have a Skype or even are on Discord, please add me if you'd like to come in and have a quick interview.
But don't feel like obligated. Wait, hang on.
But do it.
It looks like did Twitch crash or something? Oh no, I thought Twitch crashed for a second. No, it's fine.
No, that was just all the other times.
Oh right.
But, they are back, more drunk than before.
Yeah, I saw all that. I just had to reload my page.
Bro.
We promised we
Alzareth.
did not drink any alcohol before this stream.
Alzareth, let me explain something to you. But while we wait for Freebie to hopefully come forward and have an interview. So, this game is incredibly widely dispersed across all over the globe. So time zones are a thing. And I happen to be in the very unfortunate one.
Yeah, it's like 5 a.m.
like,
over there.
I'm like tired, drunk right now. Yeah. No, it's 5:30.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, it's an 11-hour
yeah.
difference. Oh man, that's brutal.
Yeah. It's hard enough when you're playing, but rather than just trying to talk about stuff that you can't see because your internet's breaking.
Well, you fought back valiantly.
And for anyone who I took away at all from the Masters itself, I apologise. Didn't want to be the guy, but I was, because Australia's internet is not great. And Freebie, here he is. Freebie, I'm here, Hall. Okay, mate. Can we get in contact with you? Do you have Skype, Discord? Do you want to come on and say a few things?
Was it time is just a construct of gravity, so it's non-existent?
Is Dry God on?
Wait,
or is that one of Dry God's 48 alts?
It might be.
Smells.
Alazareth? I'm not familiar with this one.
Yeah. You think you can fool us with your fancy names? We know it's you, wet gourd. Freebie. Let's have a chat, bro. Unless you do not want to, that is completely fine. But I probably won't let this go until you do. So let's just do it. I'm gonna add you now.
I know it's basic physics, but calling time a construct, I think, is a bit misleading.
Why are we talking about times and constructs?
What? I don't know. He brought it up. I know. In response to you, because you said something about time zones, and he's saying, well, time is just like made up, which I see what he means. But we're not gonna get into like relativity right now.
Don't accuse me of being drunk and then tell me that time's made up. Directly one after the other. Where is Freebie? I want to hear from the champ.
Well, Freebie said he doesn't want to do a real interview. He wants to be.
Cool.
He wants. Yeah, you could just stay in chat. That's cool. That's the second option.
Or maybe if you want to like just record something later, not do it live, and then take a look at it. Possibly put it up on YouTube if you're happy.
Anyway, so
a few people have done that.
So I think there was one game where I thought you played very strangely. That was against Dobrich's Grand Reunion, right? Where he kept playing Dust Titans over and over again, and you traded the first one, then you traded the second one, then we think, okay, maybe you should start going face because you have so much pressure. But then in the end it didn't matter because he could never recover from the board disadvantage. But it seemed like you took a long way to win, much longer than you needed to. Or was this all just some elaborate BM?
Just a W is a W.
Well, okay. What is
Waiting
it?
on you, buddy. Those were crucial turns. I agree. Do you want to go on from there? It was really hard to make the judgment.
Yeah,
So
it's very tempting to be overly cautious when there's a lot at stake. And when you trade, you kill their creatures. That's a safe play, even though there may be objectively better things to do. I get this a lot when playing chess.
It's something I do a lot in this game, and chess actually. Just when you are in the lead, focusing too much on controlling board when you could be pushing through damage for lethal. I've lost a lot of games that way. You can ask Vanguard, and he will more than endorse that. I'm probably going around about it. Oh, you've said a bit.
Well, by the time we were really suggesting... because Holio wanted you to do this early. I wanted you to do it a little later. I thought by the time... If he just hero powers and has the 4/4, you still have a huge board and another tidal wave. So he won't be able to recover. Though I think that making all the trades would have been okay, but I think there was one trade that was very strange. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, and I think there was one time when you had a zombie legionnaire and just didn't attack with it. You triple attacked his Titan, and then didn't attack with the zombie legionnaire that you still had for the 2 extra damage.
Yeah, just would have been late in the tournament, just brain farts. It happens.
Yeah, there was. And it
was one of the later rounds.
Well, it was round 3 against Britches.
Yeah, exactly.
That was...
Also, you kind of just want to give... I don't know. I feel bad about ramming creatures into Dobric's face sometimes. he's that kind of a guy. He inspires compassion.
Clearly blinded by Dobby's perfect play. I mean, Dobby didn't have very many options.
He'll get you.
Because he just played Titan, then another Titan, and then another Titan. So there's not many choices there. And he just kept shocking creatures. He pretty much did what he could. I didn't think there was a misplay for him.
But he still just invokes those mercies.
It's those long ears, isn't it?
It's that he's a slave, yet somehow so free. We can Rimriette. Honestly, why can't I log back into Spellweaver? Was my casting performance so bad that it goes get out of here, get out, don't come back. It's just that's it. I've been banished from Asperia. Oh man.
Or the game just got tired of your shit and just locked you out.
Or yeah, it's probably JBYYX. He's probably he's probably hosting fucking free kitchen tournaments right now. Well, I can't participate in them. And if he is, it's still funny. I want to be in the tournaments, but that's still funny, bro. Freebie, what was your I haven't actually said what the last thing you said was. What was your favorite round, or maybe favorite play or work up to a play of the tournament?
We only ever saw his last 2 rounds, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking him.
Yeah.
But Alzareth is still just accusing me of being drunk. Alzareth, what can I do? What can I do for you, mate? Usually only police officers while I'm driving cars get to do this, but how can I prove it? You want me to do the stupid the American thing? Where they make you walk in the straight line? Do they still do that? Fuzz.
What?
That drunk test.
What about the drunk
You
test?
get out of the car and have to like walk in a straight line. Is that still a thing that's done?
I wouldn't know. I've never been asked to do that, so.
But you live in the country. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Better idea than me.
this is not the kind of thing I pay attention to. Probably is, or I don't know if they use the breathalyzers or whatever.
Yeah, sorry, Freebie answered my question. Okay, so versus Jewel, the pacifier was a nightmare. Hope it gives him some. Yeah, it will, mate.
It was a pretty good
Otherwise-
pacify.
Yeah, as far as pacifiers go. Otherwise, versus Rinria probably played the most scared. Wasn't sure what it was playing entirely. You know, none of us are Freebie. We have no fucking idea. Every other player, when you see their lineup, you're like, well, this is that, this is that, this is that. You know what you're gonna ban. You know what like of your decks is strong against his. And then Rinria's like, you know what? I'm gonna put snakes inside Hermelion. Because he's that kind of guy. Long live Riri.
He's a special guy. Wait, have I ever heard his voice? I'm trying to remember. I know Comsian's voice is like, his accent is like super heavy. Duel has a very nice, clean American accent. He's a fat Morrican like me.
Yeah.
So his album.
Vanguard's Canadian.
But basically the same thing as a Morrican, really, if you think about it.
Just more apologetic.
Yes.
Jodo is Cyprus Anglo-Scotsman.
So basically a different variety of a fat Morrican.
No, I mean, yeah, none of those things are in Europe, but
yeah, but to me,
Cyprus, England, Scotland.
technically, I'm not from America either. I wasn't born here, so
You from Poland. Your accent is pretty good. not Laurential good with the spreadsheet, and I'm the best player.
I think it's like you're not even doing him justice, dude.
Holger, do you want to see my win rate percentage this month? It got me fully erect. What? That's the first time we spoke. Never forget it.
Yeah,
Laws in here, right?
my best experience with Laurential was a podcast with Ivko, three-way podcast, and oh man. I had to kind of act as a translator every now and then. But otherwise...
Freebie, don't say that... Yeah, no, sorry, I want to come back to what you were saying, Fuzz, but don't say you weren't deserving, because, like, truth is, Masters is, like, a cruel mistress. You need to be pretty good to get 3 points, and you need a little bit of luck to get 4.
And your name needs to not be Cruel Tech. Because if it is, the game
essential.
the game will screw you over somehow. Some way, shape, or form, the game will screw you over. No matter how well you play. I mean, we have plenty of evidence for it.
Like, yeah, like you can rightly win several finals and still get no title if your name is Cruel Tech. If your name is Hall Y'all, you can like win a final but rightly lose the title. And then so yeah, you've got neither of those things, and you're the champ, buddy. You're the champ. That's what it is. Bottom line. Jewel, I think you can get over not having another title. You greedy bastard. Like, first of all, Jewel, I have a question to you. Will you ever recover from this?
If you need therapy,
Like,
we can help you.
I know you, like, had that... You just ordered that new shelf. Other one was getting a little bit packed. What are you going to do with the shelf? Question from Hall. How many vodka can you buy with the price? With the price of... And how are you posting rate to Australia? Are you drunk, Alzareth? Really, honestly, you are in a glass house right now. And you should put away your stones. Jewel, no, I'm fine. I can respect the pacify. You gotta respect that pacify. Or the touch. Or now even the symbol. Many order instance to be respected. Fuzzy, before I cut across you, you were talking about something really interesting. Just get me back to that.
Well, the last thing I said was the podcast with Laurentiel and Ivko, and I had to act as a kind of a translator because sometimes his accent is so thick, it's difficult to understand.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. At that point, that was the thickest I've ever heard it, for sure. And like just also the fact that he was like talking about like he really he does like statistical analysis for his work, so he gets like really into it, and just like watching him talk about these spreadsheets and the meta report that were just over our heads really. Like I think the Shrining meta report, which was all Vanguard by the way. No, I'm not saying just because it was worse. I mean, he did all the work. None of us helped him. But like, yeah, just some of the like stuff that Laurentiel came up with. It must have taken him hours and hours and hours of his own time, like a Comsian part time. When's Comsian's next spreadsheet? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, he has that buffs and nerfs thing that's going on. I don't know how much people are adding to it. It doesn't seem to have changed much.
Because, yeah, I mean, it's a lot. There's going to be changes and nerfs coming in, I think around the same time as the new cards come in. But like, I don't know, sheet was pretty big.
There were...
And some of them I didn't agree with, to be honest.
Yeah, there were about 25 cards to nerf and about as many to buff. Yeah, some were just kind of random. Like, I think Knight Escort was one of them. I thought, what? Yeah, Succubus made it on the nerf list, which I am very surprised. I never thought Succubus was a problem.
If you were in the superior team, you get a spreadsheet every Masters. Ivko? How many spreadsheets have I been missing out on? I was never told of this. Please, go on, Pete meme.
No, we don't have any information. Well, I don't.
I feel slighted.
Holio might have a better insight.
I don't know what he's talking about. Info on what cards are getting touched. Listen, it's all Ivko's call. He's mentioned a couple of things to me, and he did say he doesn't mind if it's a secret or not. I know that he wants to bring fairies back. He wants to find a way of making fairies be playable, because that's the tribe that they wanted to be playable for a while. The idea that they had is actually probably workable. They'll need synergy cards, and I'm hoping I'm a Hoppy has a good chat with him as well, because he's been trying to make fairies work for like 3 years now, and if anyone of the players could contribute, I think it'd be him. But also Neva, just some hero power twerks here and there, and then I think he's gonna play it by ear and see what you guys want to.
Hence the giant spreadsheet where we write down a card and like 6 people give their opinions, and I don't know how that's gonna be resolved. I guess most popular one, or just submit the whole thing.
It's actually awesome that it's all there, because like if I was Ivko, every time I release a new set, I would go back and look at it if these like problem cards, and I would think about the cards I'm bringing out and be like, oh wait, these new cards I'm bringing out could be the thing that tips this problem here, like over the edge of OPness, you know?
Yeah, like don't release any more good demons. Unless you make more multicolored demons that are not red and black. Like if you make a black-blue demon, that'd be interesting.
like is it like part-time evil, or it's just like, you know, like he likes to dabble, just.
I don't. What difference does it make? It doesn't have to be like you can have good and evil cards. Like we have the angelic emanation, which is white and
Well,
black.
Yeah, what's his deal? I don't know.
I think you're reading way too much into it. It's just a card.
Not really. Law's part of the game, but I mean, and it's funny to think about when you consider some of the abilities of the cards. I'm pretty sure you and Jono did an entire stream once on the ridiculousness of how cards could pull off things.
Oh, yeah. Spellweaver
so don't
flavor
tell me
fails?
not to read too long into it, or I will go fucking post that link right now.
Well,
I loved it, in fact. I loved that.
I think 75% of it was Jono. Like, I didn't have that much of a stake in it, but he just wouldn't stop.
I was just along for the ride.
Hey, I mean, hey, you know, spark up a joint and let's roll.
Okay, so Freebie, do you think any of the regular decks like Rage Rush, Soldiers, CC Corruption, I assume you mean Corruption Control or Zombies, but anyway, we'll get specific looks or cards in them. I think that they're aiming to tame down aggro, you know, just like the Elves, the Rage Rush, because it's I don't know. I always thought that Ivko was in love with aggro, but the truth is, it's just impossible to keep. Like, it's really, really hard to keep really good control decks in the meta without them being fucking horrible to play against. Like, if they're not horrible to play against, they're a bad control deck. and you don't want people not having fun with the game. So he's looking at tweaking a few things around there. I wasn't quite following with him, but there'll be some changes to rush it to the more popular rush decks, I imagine, even if only slight.
Well, on that note, because this is an interesting point, that if what you say is true regarding control decks, that has to be addressed as well. Why are they so horrible to play against? I mean, it's pretty easy to see for ponies.
We were referring when I spoke to him for ponies. Yeah, that was the deck we were talking about. And then I brought up the point: is there I mean, there was WD for so long. OTH isn't a very good example. But like, you know, if we want all these archetypes in the meta and we want it to be balanced, then I don't know of a better way than just having that control decks are awesome and beat everything except Rush and get smoked by Rush.
No, because that'll introduce a rock, paper, scissors, which that's not the answer.
Really? What would, like, I mean, but I mean, I guess what I'm saying is I can't think of a better way. But if anyone can, please.
Right, so Duel brings up a good point too, is that... So Shamans, I think, might need a tweak someday, because, like, it can get out of control. It's mostly Yard Priest that's the problem, because it's like a 9/9 sometimes with Swift for 2 mana that you can't do anything about. But, you know, a deck like Shamans is... I think it's great, it's just, you gotta... I don't know if you could start with, like, just making the totems legendary, or just have something so that you can't use more than one of the same totem at once, because having 3 lightning totems on the board is kind of bullshit, because they can just kill anything you have, and then there's just nothing you can do. And it means they can't really make any Shamans.
Yeah. Yeah. What you're saying, Jewel, really applies to, like, a lot of the slower decks that once they, like, get the setup that they need and get rolling, become pretty impossible to stop. And sometimes the only way to stop them is to nip them in the bud with fast aggro decks. So, like, I don't know if he's saying let's not do that and have aggro the option to do that anymore. Not at all. But, like, I think he's trying to, from the sound of it, and just, like, don't take this as Ivko's word at all, because it was like a brief discussion. From the sound of it, it sounded like he wanted to tone down both. I don't know. Sorry, I wish I could be.
I'll also throw in one comment here, because when you let's compare 2 control decks, Grand Reunion and ponies. The difference is that with Grand Reunion, while, you know, they set up their thing and they get a lot of value, this is kind of value you can deal with because they're just putting out more creatures.
Fun.
Like, it's a
and
battle,
cool.
but with
Yeah.
ponies, is you have a situation where one player is just building up a wall, and behind the wall, they're creating a nuclear bomb that'll instantly win. So you have to come running to the wall, try to bang on it, and they'll just, you know, throw oil on you or whatever. And your opponent is essentially not required to beat you, actually.
I disagree. Like, I think that it's the deck you've got to, like, you've got to approach with more sort of like caution and thinking than anything else, really. If you're Rage Rush, don't try and rush them out at the expense of losing your Fireworkers, because they'll win you the game in that matchup. Like, honestly, it's the best way to put in the artifact removal that you need to beat that deck while still staying with the deck's original strategy and not deviating from it, other than sacrificing a goblin here or there. Because we thought about making like artifact decks and stuff, and we were just like, honestly, just the 4 Fireworks is probably the best. But just like, yeah, get rid of the central pieces of the deck. Like, it's not impossible, but end of the day, the deck's too strong right now, and there's so many working pieces that it just takes so long, even for fast players, to pull it off. So I can imagine just losing to it would suck a dick.
While we're on the topic of ponies and stuff, realistically, the culprit for all of this is the life win condition. Right? So the question is, should anything be done about it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, and the thing is that out of everything from the ponies deck, the thing that's probably going to be changed is Chalices, which is the life gain. So it does kind of point a bit of a light in that direction, you know. Like, I've always probably been against taking away life win condition because I like it. I like the swing of it, but maybe it is a problem. There's a lot of just abusive like combos that have come out and been hell annoying that they've had to fix because of the life gain thing. What do you think?
Yes, but I don't think you have to remove the life win condition. So, first of all, I think there should be a cap on life. I think that's a good idea. So, because in Magic, you can have situations where guys like 100 life and you just can never kill them. Like, ever. So they might as well have won. So, having a cap is fine, whether it should be 30 or 40 or whatever. And then for the win condition, it should not be instant. You shouldn't just, you know, you win like that. It should be, let's say you get
like
to...
Getting them to 0 is, yeah. It shouldn't be the same as getting them to 0, yeah.
Right, so let's say we assume that, if, you know, the 40 is like the critical mass. So if you have 40 life, then, you know, if you can keep it for, let's say, a turn or two, then you win, right? Something like that.
Well, yeah. Lazareth has just said limit the number of energy gained by Chalice to something like 4 max per turn, so you have to, like, actually activate it, yeah.
Wait, energy gain? I mean, you can still... Usually, if you have 3 chalices on board, you're getting, like, 1 or 2 per turn, and that's plenty, because it's, like, 6 life per turn. And
yeah, but you actually have to activate them all each turn, which is 2 extra mana, so... Like,
that's not really a problem.
Just letting it all... It trust me, it would be, like, 4 more, like... Yeah, no, that would be...
Are you guys talking about the amount of life gained? Because he said energy gained, not life.
They're talking... Which is the same.
Well, no.
Chalice.
Even if you limit the energy to 4 per turn, that's still 4 per... That's the ton. I think you're talking about making so you can only gain 4 life from 1 activation.
Yeah.
Right? That's not what Lazareth said.
4 energy. But if 4 energy is 4 life.
Well, yeah, but if you gain 4, 4, 4, then when you drink, you get 12.
If you have all 4 of them out, and then spend 8 mana, yeah.
Well, no, because over the course of several turns, then I'm not sure why this is. I think there's a misunderstanding here. Because, I mean, in the games that we saw, just gaining 1 or 2 per turn and then drinking, like, when they had 7 energy, the 4 per turn wouldn't really do a whole lot. Other than if they Cataclysm a massive board, then you don't get, like, 10 energy at once.
Jill, what did you want to say?
I think he was... I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's commenting on exactly.
Elaborate, please, Julie.
Also, I don't know what Teferi is. I don't remember. I think that the name is familiar, but I don't remember what it does. There's too many... Like, I know... I've played too many card games. I know too many cards now. They start to, like, blend together.
What misunderstanding?
I think that... Because when Alizareth said limit the chalice to 4 energy per turn, I think you understood it to mean that you only gain up to 4 life when you drink, as opposed to getting as much as it has energy. But that's not what he said. He just said limit the chalice to 4 energy gain per turn. Okay, so it gains 4 this turn, then another 4, then another 4, and then you just drink for 12.
Okay, so the actual storage capacity is not locked at 4.
Yeah, no, the storage is not limited to 4.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I probably just skim read over that. I mean, it's kind of early. Sorry about that, mate.
Which is fine, but I mean, are we always gonna keep coming back to the same problem? You know, life gain is, again.
I see what you mean. Like, it does all come sort of full circle back to the life gain, but I don't know if I want to get rid of life gain at the same time.
No, definitely not. But you either have to make it a non-instant win condition, or just limit life gain to the life-bound tag, or like small amounts of life, like Karthus or the Cathedral hero power, where you gain small amounts of life, and not like drink a chalice and gain 15 life at the same time.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I've done some chalice gains that made me feel truly like a bad person. I did not feel good about the win. My opponent did not either, and yeah, like I've had to just turn off my computer before after 2 games in a row of 4 chalice activations into like 50 life and be like, that was gross. I need to go have a shower. I didn't, because it's a card game.
Scarab is what really enables the deck. Well, I mean, Scarab is an interesting topic. It is certainly a potent card, because you can put like 10 into your deck, right? And you can basically guarantee to be able to play it. Though, unlike Power Surge, it is a turn 3 play, and if that's the first thing you play, then, Soldiers and M's are going to beat your ass.
It is good that it's ramp and a body on the field at once, rather than just ramp and leaving it open. But I don't want to get rid of Scarab, but I don't even want to change it or make it worse, because I think there's some cool possibilities there for other decks, but the way it's being used now with Chalice, yeah, don't think it needs to be in the game.
So do you think there needs to be a mana limit? I don't know, honestly. There should be.
Well, no, I mean, you're limited by the amount of cards that you've got, right? Like I mean, WD seems to be like the only deck that's been in power and just never ran out of cards. / like always never failed to like use every single mana every turn it had until you died after it got rolling. Other than that, yeah, few OTH, etc. All bad decks to play against. But I mean, like, what happens to control then?
But I mean, control shouldn't have to rely on it, right? I mean, it doesn't, because I've seen many games where a 4-aspect deck never ramped and still reached 4 aspects and still played what you'd think is a normal control deck. That was like Rage Dominion before Scarab was a thing.
Yeah,
or Nature Dominion.
It had Power Surge, but yeah.
Or even Nature Dominion. That could work. I mean, I think ramp is... I think maybe a little too powerful in Spellweaver because cards just don't cost more than like 4 mana.
Yeah. And then there's like ramp as in like getting forward in your resource system and actual. Then there's like ramp as in just like swarming the field with like ridiculous value and amount and volume of creatures.
And also, it's never bad. Like you never, since you never cap out on mana, ramping is always a good thing. Whereas if there was a cap, like if you just get there faster, but your ramp cards get worse as you go. Now, New Horizons shows this better because New Horizons does get worse as you level up because you don't go above 4 levels. Yeah. But with Scarabs, there is no limit. You just keep going. Even you have 19 mana, you'll still play another Scarab for mana.
Yeah, and you'll always use the 4th Power Surge as well. But yeah, like I played some games with ponies that I never played a pony. I just made some fucking huge Scarabs. Just like there were too many Scarabs. And then, like, they just got to the point where there was no removal in the game that could take them. The guy was like, alright, see ya.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you played on
flexibility, too.
Yeah, if your opponent can't contest them, it can get pretty silly pretty fast.
But I don't know, I'd like to see them used in some other ways. And right now, they're locked into this way 'cause it's the best way for them. Currently, the people have found. Might be the best way until Chalice is taken. Probably the only difference.
Well, no, if Scarab was only temporary, it'd be way worse. I don't think it'd be even.
Oh no.
I mean, because you're thinking of Moon Priestess. How much play does Moon Priestess see?
Yeah. I mean, it has to stay, and to be honest, the cost, like a 2/1, 3 mana, and gaining an empty mana crystal when you've got Power Surge, giving you an empty mana crystal for 2 mana and a possibility to not lose a card later on in the game. Power Surge is better. You can get 2/1s in Spellweaver for 0 mana.
Well, I think the first effect of the Scarab is cool though. The fact that it can grow with mana.
I like it. Yeah, like I want to see what else can be done with it for sure.
But maybe just take off the actual ramp off of it.
Maybe something needs to be done with it, but I don't know if we know well enough to make that call yet. I don't want to jump the gun on it. Like definitely change ponies. I think Chalice is probably going to be the one to go. No one will miss it too much, or a cool redesign could be fun.
You know.
But I want to see some green decks other than elves coming back in, and some like mid-range decks. I don't know. Mid-range decks for me are the most fun, but whenever they're around and playable in the meta, it seems to be like a short time at best.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Duel. Not making Scarab primary also makes sense. Why is it primary?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you can put 10 of these things into your deck?
Yeah. That usually leads to oversized Scarabs and problems for your opponent, including lack of fun. This would make this creature even worse.
Well, what I mean is, if we take away its ability to ramp, we would give it something else. Like, not just, like, crap on it that way. But it wouldn't even be that bad. I mean, if you can get if you gain mana that turn, it's a 3/2 that can grow. That's not a joke. Oh, I know. Give it 3 speed. Never.
That's a good idea, actually.
Oh my god, he's gonna join the joke.
Do you have a pen?
No, don't write it down.
That's alright. It's all in here. Ivko's been listening the whole time.
Oh, I thought he went to sleep or whatever. That's what you said several times.
He's playing this wrap up in the boardroom. They're all taking in this invaluable information. Oh man. All right, I think I might have to go and catch some Z's now.
Yeah, he's Holyall's really sacrificing for us. I mean, it's like 6 in the morning for him, and he hasn't slept.
I did it because I wanted to.
That's how much he cares, guys.
Shut up. Okay. Yeah. Thanks everyone for the tournament. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Congrats to Freebie and unlucky Jewel. Jeez.
But you know,
it's just not fair, is it?
Before you go,
you played well.
It seems like we could benefit from just having like a balanced discussion podcast with like 5 people or something. Just like at a more convenient time.
I've been saying for ages we should do it like a regular podcast, and even people have asked for it. But from my understanding, it's more of like an American thing. I don't know. Fuck it. If we put it up on the website, people might listen to it if they're interested. We could see how it goes. I mean, it's just gotta be worth keeping up.
We just gotta find some people that can do it. Like, cause I know Album Duel and myself have the same time zone or close enough, so we can schedule pretty easily. But I know for you, it's kind of a pisser because you're like 11 hours away.
Yeah. I don't even get to test with my teammates usually.
Oh, and Vanguard too. Vanguard is in the same time zone, so the 4 of us should be easily able to put together something.
Yeah, well, you guys are all like 2 hours apart, right?
Yeah, at most.
Yeah. For sure, do that. This is just going to turn into another joke of me not doing any work, but this time it was your idea to make it at a time when I couldn't do it. So,
I mean, it'd be nice to have you, but I know that time zone, you know, because anytime that would be good for me would be shit for you.
Have me. But Jewel, Nate, you can't hold this one on me, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I wouldn't care that much if you did. I mean, but... Oh, okay, alright. I'm actually getting a call now. This is really bad.
Yeah, alright.
I don't have work, do I? Alright, I gotta go. Alright, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Gotcha.